Many know about slavery, but few discuss paper genocide. We did not all come from Africa, and most of us have Aboriginal roots that were stripped away due to reclassification and miseducation. As a Native Black American and a member of the Muscogee Creek Nation, I understand the importance of tracing your lineage. If you want to learn how to trace your genealogy and apply for tribal citizenship, send an email to mike@keymediapro.com to schedule a consultation.
Where are your people from? Do you come from Africa? Do you come from America? Because I know I'm Native American with the citizenship to back it. I know that only 4% of African slaves came to North America. I know the vast majority of Black Americans are not from Africa. So I just got to ask you guys, where do you think you come from? Where did your grandma say you come from? Where did your great-great-great-grandma say you come from? Why is it that we're being forced into some kind of African identity? We're being forced into some kind of kinship with Africa. And if we play devil's advocate and say, okay, we are African and we're not indigenous at all, then goddamn it, we would be the Africans that got sold out, exploited, and sold by our fellow Africans. So shit, I would want to delineate just like the Jamaicans did, right? Don't nobody go to a Jamaican and say, hey, stop saying you're Jamaican, you're African. Have you ever heard a Jamaican be called an Afro-Jamaican? Called an African Jamaican? No. But for some reason, they want to reclassify us in the 80s by way of Jesse Jackson and try to convince us through billions of dollars of programming and media that we don't come from here, that we come from a foreign land. All right. All right, hit the like button on the way in, hit the Cash App or the PayPal if you support the mission. Lord, I'm tired, but I'm here to provide the content for you all. And I hope somebody clicks the link and call in, especially if you have a disagreement. You guys are so candid with your disagreements in the comment section, but I hope you have the testicle fortitude to click the link and let me know who told you come from Africa. Why do you think we aren't Aboriginal? Let's get into the content. Hopefully we get some live callers.
Video is about the transatlantic slave trade, and it offers an in-depth look at the countries that received the most African slaves. The transatlantic slave trade was one of the most devastating and dehumanizing periods in human history. Between the 16th and 19th centuries, millions of Africans were forcibly taken from their homelands and transported across the Atlantic Ocean to work as slaves in the Americas. This massive and brutal system of forced labor formed the backbone of the economies in the New World, creating lasting social, cultural, and economic impacts that can still be felt today. In this video, we will delve into the countries that received the largest numbers of enslaved Africans, offering a comprehensive look at the scale and legacy of this tragic period.
Hey guys, I believe this is going to be the top 4 or 5 places where the African slaves were transported to. And let's see where North America specifically ranks in the list.
Number 1, Brazil. The Portuguese colony of Brazil was the largest importer of African slaves during the transatlantic slave trade, receiving around 4 to 5 million enslaved Africans, which constituted about 40% of the total number. The first African slaves...
Damn, 40% of the African slaves went to Brazil alone. 40% went to Brazil. I wonder how many made it to North America. The last figure I heard was 4%. But they want us to think that we African? Have you ever heard of an African Brazilian? Have the Brazilian people delineated? Has there been an ethnogenesis in the country of Brazil? Do they acknowledge their Afro roots to an extent, but recognize they're their own distinct culture and people? Or do they regard themselves as Africans instead of Brazilians?
Arrived in Brazil in the early 16th century, and the slave trade continued until it was officially abolished in 1888. The enslaved Africans in Brazil were primarily used in the production of sugar, coffee, and gold. The harsh conditions and brutal treatment led to a high mortality rate among the enslaved population. Many slaves resisted their captors through revolts, the formation of maroon communities, and the preservation of their cultural traditions. The legacy of the African slave trade in Brazil is evident in the country's diverse population, which includes a large Afro-Brazilian community. Elements of African culture, such as religion, music, and cuisine, have also left a lasting impact on Brazilian society.
Damn, in North America, is there a long-lasting impact of African culture, African ceremony, African cuisine? Guys, are we over here in North America eating food?
Anybody that wants to know, Mike is the real deal. His information is real. He's a humble brother, and he's all about the information. He's not about, personal gain or personal applause, personal credit. This is about our nation. It's not about one individual, but it's about us collectively as a people. And Mike is all about that, So we stand behind the brother 100%.
If you have any doubt, get it out your head immediately. So yeah, I'm going to continue to work with Mike as much as I can. So I want to say thank you, Mike, for actually taking the time out and talk with me and my husband. You definitely informed us on a lot of things. And the people out there that's watching, he will also inform you on a lot of things that you may not even know about. So I want to say thank you again, Mike.
Tofu and jollof rice, or are they doing that in Brazil? Because that's where most of the African slaves got shipped to, y'all. Come on. We don't see this same kind of culture upheld in North America. I wonder why.
Elements of African culture, such as religion, music, and cuisine, have also left a lasting impact on Brazilian society.
I don't think I've ate an African dish in my life, guys. I'm not even joking. I don't think I've ate a single thing. You know what? Actually, I have. There was some times that I got hungry and I would eat air. And them starving Africans, they be no fucking, they don't even eat air. They'll fry up some bugs real quick, a mud cake.
Number 2, British Caribbean colonies. The British Caribbean colonies, including Jamaica, Barbados, and the Leeward Islands, were another significant destination for enslaved Africans, receiving an estimated 2.5 million people. The British established their first Caribbean colony in Barbados in 1627, and the demand for labor in the sugar plantations quickly led to an increase in the importation of slaves. Life for enslaved Africans in the British Caribbean was characterized by harsh working conditions, brutal punishments, and a high mortality rate. Many slaves sought to escape their bondage by forming maroon communities or participating in revolts, such as the Jamaican Maroon Wars and the Haitian Revolution. The influence of the African slave trade can still be seen in the Caribbean today, with many people of African descent living in the region. African cultural traditions have also left a lasting impact on the Caribbean, particularly in the areas of music, dance, and cuisine.
Damn, where is the African influence of music, dance, and cuisine in North America? Hold on, if they're saying that most went to Brazil, 4 or 5 million, the second most went to the Caribbean, 2 to 3 million. Is North America at least going to be third place, guys? Is North America can at least be top 3 destination that the African slaves went to? Where does North America rank on this list if we're all supposed to be from Africa?
Number 3, the Spanish Americas. The Spanish colonies in the Americas, which included present-day Mexico, Colombia, Venezuela, Peru, and the Caribbean,
Damn, we getting a little bit closer to North America, but still, we're not talking about North America. We're not talking about what would become the United States of America. Top 3, and America is not one of them. But we all come from Africa. We all need to be rocking dashikis and learning how to cook jollof rice and shit, right? We have so much African cuisine and culture and music, right? I wonder where North America ranks on this list. Come on. I think we're going to find the least amount of African slaves in the world during the transatlantic slave trade. The least amount of them ended up in North America.
Approximately 1.5 million African slaves. The Spanish had established the first colony in the Americas in the late 15th century, and the demand for labor in their mines and plantations led to the importation of enslaved Africans. Enslaved Africans in the Spanish Americas worked in a variety of roles, including mining, agriculture, and domestic service. They often faced harsh working conditions, and many attempted to escape or resist their enslavement through revolts in the formation of maroon communities. The legacy of the African slave trade in the Spanish Americas.
The like button if you haven't already done so. Throw 5 on the Cash App or the PayPal if you appreciate this history lesson. We standing on lineage, y'all. We standing on lineage. It's a serious business. Again, I ask you, who told you that you come from Africa? Why is it in their best interest to make you think you come from Africa? I just got some questions.
Still be seen today in the region's diverse population and rich cultural heritage, which includes elements of African music, dance, and religion. Number 4, the French Caribbean colonies.
Damn, number 4 isn't even North America. Casey thinks that North America is going to be 6th place. We ain't even top 4 as far as destinations that the African slaves were transported to. But we supposed to believe we all come from Africa. Okay. If we say anything different, they call us a wabo. They call us a pretendian. All right. All right.
The French Caribbean colonies, including Saint-Domingue, present-day Haiti, Guadeloupe, and Martinique, received around 1.2 million African slaves during the transatlantic slave trade. The French began establishing colonies in the Caribbean in the 17th century with the...
Y'all, I wonder, did even 1 million slaves come to North America? Did even 1 million come to North America?
Focus on the production of sugar, coffee, and indigo. The labor-intensive nature of these industries led to a high demand for enslaved Africans. Life for slaves in the French Caribbean was brutal, with long hours, harsh working conditions, and severe punishments. Many slaves attempted to resist their enslavement through revolts, such as the Haitian Revolution, which ultimately led to the establishment of the first independent Black republic, Haiti, in 1804. The influence of the African slave trade in the French Caribbean can still be seen today in the region's demographics and cultural heritage. Elements of African culture have been woven into the fabric of Caribbean societies, particularly in the areas of music, dance, and religion.
Come on, y'all. Where is the music, dance, and religious African systems present in America? We don't see that. We don't really see that. And peep game, did you know that out of all the Black Americans in America today, modern day, 12% of them are immigrants? Did you know that? So not only did the least amount of African slaves end up in North America, but now present day, 12%, and actually the numbers were greater than 12%. I think it was really 24%, but they started off with 12 because what they said was 12% was immigrants and the other 10 to 14% or 10 to 12%, they were second generation or first generation or some shit. So guys, we got damn near a quarter immigrants, a part of our modern day Black American community, but we're supposed to believe we all came from Africa, even though out of all the destinations for African slaves, I think North America is going to be last place. I think it's going to be last.
African culture have been woven into the fabric of Caribbean societies, particularly in the areas of music, dance, and religion. Number 5, the United States. The British...
Damn, so you were close, Casey. You were close. You were so close. You said 6th place, but we 5th place, y'all. We 5th place. Come on. How many slaves are they saying came to North America? How many?
British North American colonies, which later became the United States, imported approximately 400,000 African slaves, primarily to the southern colonies.
Not even 1 million. 400,000. They say 400,000. How does 400,000 turn in? Hold on. I gotta look it up. What is the population? Black American population. We have to understand that 25% is not going to be foundational, right? 25% is tethers, but it says in 2022, so 2 years ago, there was 49 million Black Americans. So you're telling me that 400,000 people produced 47 million people over the somebody help me with the math. Somebody help me with the math. The math ain't.
They don't want you to remember this. You not no slave, you indigenous. Fuck how they painted them Indians. You went to war with the French and the British, man. Quite frankly, you was kings, Merovingians. They took the women and men, made them prisoners. Raised up the children to worship their images. Set up a lab to the genes and they mixed them. And this shit get way deeper than your pigment. What?